of riding elephants during their vacation to life through multimedia. Now in Twitter, some unique brand programs that you might see, you'll see one at the top here. This was something interesting we experimented with called a twittorial, a how to holiday twittorial, through a series of tweet pics, actually bringing all those beautiful stories to life that we were able to curate from the hotels through our resident florists in Toronto in this case, showing how to create a beautiful floral display for the holidays through tutorials. Evocative photos with strong calls to engagement, RT this photo if you wish you were here. And also our very popular local concierge best of city Twitter chats. At the property level here, you'll see an example of Philadelphia where they're promoting a very specific spa offering that will be of interest to their local guests, their local communities, people engaging with it, commenting on how great it was, and right away them circling back, trying to build that loyalty with that person who just experienced the product.
One of the things that's really great is that people love to see the back of the house, and so that's what our social channels enable us to do, is to bring the personalities forward that you might not see if you were a guest at the hotel.
So we spoke about glitches. Here is actually one of our favorite examples of somebody who did not say where they were. They just absolutely disliked the toilet paper at one of our properties. So the hub and spoke model, us at the corporate office, our extensive team working with our guest services team who focus on the guest experience every single day, was able to do that digging, find out that this person was actually staying in Jackson Hole. And right away, identifying this person to the resort so that the resort can use the local handle to say, after the AM service, which means they will be replacing the toilet paper with much better quality toilet paper, let us know if there's anything else we can do. And this was a case in point example of how someone who's not quite happy with the guest experience can turn into a brand advocate, clearly sharing how happy they were with the experience.
And by the way, this is a fantastic free channel for us to improve product and service offerings, to figure out what people do like and don't like when they're staying at a hotel.
Another interesting glitch, this one in Mumbai, taking you somewhere else over the world. Somebody simply tweeted a photo of their breakfast, and that could have been anything, and the property quickly saw that and said, enjoy your breakfast, just trying to engage and thanking people for their tweets. Now, this person took the opportunity to tell them via Twitter, not at the hotel in person, that they weren't happy with the service. So right away, you can see that the Four Seasons Hotel in Mumbai quickly responded, thanking them for their feedback and saying that they'll be addressing it with the team. And as you can see with his final tweet, he was quickly addressed in person, offline, and asking if there's anything else that you can do. And they were very quick to say that things can be forgotten when service is this great.
And it was the point that somebody in the panel made previously, right? If you have trust and credibility, people will forgive you a lot of sins if you respond really quickly and with sincerity.
So again, going back to the huge focus on conversion and leads today, social commerce is the buzz. What does that really mean? Well, here's an example of how we're putting it into action. One of our properties, this is the Four Seasons in Palo Alto in the US. This is just by simply doing destination searches. So they're searching through Twitter using things like TweetDeck or Hootsuite. Any person looking for a hotel in Palo Alto, clearly they came across this person, and the hotel right away suggested that they stay with them. And you'll see through the back and forth that they were able to confirm that the property was in the exact location that they would want to be. And on top of that, they have a great rate that they can offer during this time. And by the way, we'd love a Twitter win. So this was really, really fun and kind of unexpected from a Four Seasons. And this actually did result in a booking and is one of our favorite case studies as to how proactive research from a sales perspective. Everyone's a salesperson, everyone's a PR person, and everyone's in customer service, and this is really illustrating that. This is an example of how a property, in this case it was again Palo Alto, can take something in Twitter and really create lasting memories offline. So in this case, Thomas Marzana, who many of us know, I was actually on his way to Palo Alto, and the property, not knowing who he was, because in the Four Seasons philosophy is that every guest is a VIP, every guest is golden. So right away, embracing that he's tweeting, saying we look forward to your stay, right away putting a note in his room. So here's the offline connection and that really amazing Four Seasons touch. Where she said, I hope you have a tweet-worthy experience and let us know if there's anything we can do. And of course he was blown away, and he tweeted about how lovely the bathroom was. And what did the hotel do? They then put a beautiful bath amenity in his room that night, saying, "We love our bathtubs too, please enjoy this little amenity on us." And you can see that he happened to be an iStrategy blogger, which the property didn't know, and did a fantastic story about how Four Seasons gets social media, which of course got retweeted and shared quite a bit. So through this very simple, short exchange, we're able to generate over 87,000, we reached over 87,000 people.
You know, that's interesting because the question came up about brand advocacy in the earlier panel, and when do you get your brand advocates on board? My belief, and I think, you know, Felicia probably shares this, we share it as a company, is we can't force our brand advocates to speak on our behalf, but when we get it right, when we do what we're supposed to be doing, they will speak on our behalf, and they will reach a multitude. So that's what we try to do, is we really try to focus on getting the job done well at the hotel first and foremost. So crisis, last panel talked a lot about crisis. Obviously Twitter has proven itself to be an invaluable, some would say a scary tool for crisis communications. We love the fact that we can use Twitter to quickly and easily communicate with our guests about crisis situations. I've been with Four Seasons 13 years now, and I've always managed crisis communications, and it's much more rapid fire, it's much more quick, but you can get a message out to people in real time much more easily. And this is an example where not the latest tsunami warning in response to the Japanese earthquake of last year, this is actually a couple of years ago now, where a couple of our resorts in Hawaii had tsunami warnings. Again, this was not something we did at the corporate office level because we're not on the ground. We don't know what's happening in real time. So the resorts were tweeting about what the situation was, what the safety factors were, whether or not there was any harm or danger or anything, you know, whatever was going on. And it's not just reassuring for guests who are on property, but it's also for people who are friends and family of guests who are staying on the property. And it's a really great way of us communicating, and we use our Facebook page to do the same as well.
So we spoke a lot about Facebook and Twitter, and I'm mindful of the time, so I'll try to go through these fairly quickly, but we do, again, focus heavily on other channels outside of those primary channels. YouTube, again, around the importance of video. We've done some great programming in Foursquare, which I'll walk you through shortly. Going back to our own blogs, this is kind of little tidbits of our Have Family Will Travel blog and our foodie blog, which really gives that voice. It's all about the power of human media. That's our greatest currency right now. And these blogs really help us to tell these stories through real people who are experiencing our properties, and then sharing their stories not only on our blog, but on their blogs, on their Twitter streams, on their Facebook pages, etc. And here's a little snapshot as to the newer things we're doing within some other platforms. Again, going back to Instagram and Pinterest. A lot of buzz these days around Pinterest specifically, most recently. We've launched the brand channel in Pinterest and Instagram, which is highly visual, a fantastic way to really show your personality, to show that you can have a point of view on categories outside of your core business. You'll notice on Pinterest we have a fashion board because we think we know what you should be wearing at the resorts this season. And we have also claimed these accounts for our properties. So you'll see more and more properties having their own Instagram account and their own Pinterest account, and a few of them are on it already. We've heard a lot about Google Plus today and the importance of search. We recognized that very quickly, and almost immediately when it was available to brands, we launched our brand presence. And we've also claimed all of the Google Plus accounts for our hotels, knowing how crucial it is to connect it to their Google profile and the impact that has on Google Maps. So we definitely want to be mindful of that from a search perspective. And then Tumblr, with all the great templates and applications you can build, what a great way to aggregate content across 86 properties and pull it into one page. This is an example of a spa Tumblr page, which I'll show you in more detail very shortly. And I'll let Elizabeth walk through one of our most recent campaigns in January.
So a new website launch. A new website in and of itself is not really newsworthy, let's be honest. Everybody's redoing their websites, redoing them and adding new functionality, new features. We took a 15-year-old platform, and I liken it to buying an old house and raising it to the ground because there was just too much work that needed to be done on the plumbing and the electrical for you to try to salvage what you already had. So there was a lot of infrastructure that's behind the website, not just a great look and feel. But there's a couple of features about the website that we felt really made it very distinctive. And one of them was, if you look at the bottom right